This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Zeppos, the home for the Cougar Coaches Show, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. Live from Zeppos, here's the voice of the Cougars, Matt Chazanow.
It is great to be with you. It's Apple Cup week. It's that time of the week, and we're talking ball here with Coach Dickert. We're live at Zeppos, and it is rivalry week. We have yet to talk, Coach, since the win in the fog over the Arizona Wildcats. And what was that game like? Let's show.
Well, did anybody see it?
I
mean, what was your view like from upstairs?
Foggy.
Because sometimes the guys up in the press box were like, I was like, what happened? When Jihad made that pick across the field, I was like, did he catch it?
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know, Coach. And then everyone started celebrating. So it was senior night. It was very fitting on the Palouse. I mean, it was just a great atmosphere, and just our guys really played hard, and they just went out and made plays. And I was proud because we didn't start off fast, but the offense kept churning, and then we ran the ball enough. We got them to come down, and then you saw the big explosive plays over the top. And, you know, they told me in the press conference after – you know, that the seniors were the ones that make all the touchdowns. It was just so fitting to kind of see those guys go out and play that way.
Yeah, you've talked a lot about how this is a player-led situation.
Yeah.
It's a player-led team. I mean, it's a well-coached team, but it's a players are empowered.
Player-driven, no doubt.
And the seniors, the guys who you would think would have such impact, they really did. I mean, those guys showed up. And, you know, there aren't a lot of stats for O-line. Kind of breaks the heart because the O-line is
correct.
It's the heart and soul of the offense. Those guys played great also. Arizona has a lot of tackles for loss.
And they played great all season. And like we said, we talked about it last week. That's a dangerous Arizona team, and they're playing really hard. And to go out there and really establish the run, protect Jaden, and then Jaden was just so razor sharp down the field. I mean, it was a fun moment, but it's amazing. You see the list of seniors on a piece of paper. But then when I stood out there and each one of them kept coming up to me, I was like, how are we going to replace these guys?
Yeah.
You know, it was just a special group, and they have earned it. And obviously, to your point, Abe and Liam have just anchored this team for a long time.
Yeah, those guys have been really good for a really long time. Abe obviously is a pro.
Yes.
There's
he
no
got
doubt.
a lot of football left in him.
Yeah, he's just starting. Yeah, and he played really well. I wish they would come up, by the way, with offensive line stats. That's what media folks need. They need stats for the O-line.
The pancake line, that's what you want.
Formalize the pancake.
Yeah, but one of the best things they have done is they've gone to a lineman of the week in the league. Let's recognize these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, because you know who's playing well, who's doing right on their assignments, and I think as coaches we see it. You know, so I think it's one of those awards that is much needed, and our guys done a great job all season.
Could you see the ball on punts? How did Travell see the ball on punts?
You know, because that's what I would ask the guys. Like, how is it on the field? Like, can we throw it? Do we have to stay in the quick game? Like, just trying to get in the field. But there's a coach, when we're out there, it's not nearly what we see when we're standing on the sideline or what you guys see. Okay. So I was just like, I trust you guys. Let's keep going. And Val, you know, he's like, I had no issue, and he caught every ball.
It's very rare that in the ultimate tough man sport, you're always outside. You play 2 weeks, 3 weeks after an appendectomy. Yeah. That's what you did.
Yes, I did.
Like the ultimate tough guys. Yeah. It's very rare you play a game in a environment that's different.
Yeah.
You know, where you go, wait a minute.
Well, that you cannot prepare for.
Yeah.
You know, because even when it was starting to snow, we're like, okay, this is us. We love this. You know, and then, you know, the rain, I mean, that's what we do every day. But the fog and just the visibility and, you know, I know it affected them more than it affected our guys. You know, so that was a positive thing.
I think so. Arizona got there, you know, above the cold. I mean, I know wind is really difficult, especially for QBs. Yeah. That's what I've heard at least. But that was –
and in catching the ball, you can't replicate the cold, the hands, the catching the ball, and then adding the fog and a little bit of deception to it. I bet it was a challenge.
I thought it was – just selfishly, it was awesome.
It had to be good. I'm always like, well, what did the TV copy look like? Because when we looked at the coach's copy, there were a couple plays where you're just like – okay, next play.
Yeah.
You really can't see it. So, you know, our friends across the West had a hard time seeing that game, too, from the coach's copy.
I bet you they gave up. So, actually, I do know that, you know, TV has a lot of cameras.
Yeah.
They gave up on the two in the booth.
They had to go down.
They just went down to the field. They just stopped. And That's awesome.
It was
how often do you play a game that's
it's
so
just so
unique?
fitting. They'll remember this one, and they'll talk about it, like I said, to their kids, their grandkids. Remember when we played in that fall game and we won at senior night, and they took care of business, so it was fun.
I will say credit to the Arizona radio crew, because they were just they thought it was the coolest thing. And maybe they didn't think it was the coolest thing. I did, but they assessed the type of fog, like the full meteorologist hat on. You know, it wasn't the same as that famous NFL game.
Well, then there was a couple of times we were firing off fireworks. We kept scoring, and I'm like, guys, shut the fireworks off. I think it's clouding it up even more. Right? So, but that was a good problem to have. A lot of fireworks going off, a lot of touchdowns. So that was fun.
Yeah, and also it actually cleared out for a little bit and then snowed.
Yep.
And then the snow was coming down, And
it was funny because I'm in a pre-staff meeting about 4 hours before the game being like, guys, it looks like it's going to be clear, right? It's going to be great tonight. I mean, classic Palouse. All of a sudden, the weather changes in 20 minutes.
10 minutes
we get to the field, and I'm like, this isn't clear.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Yeah, let's go. All your plans are out the window.
That's awesome. Yep. That's awesome. Well, it was a special moment. I thought when you mentioned Delora being razor sharp, Jaden wasn't to start the year downfield.
Yeah.
The stats back that up. He struggled with downfield accuracy. He was spot on. I mean, in a cloud, he was spot on, especially late, right? The play fake, the play action, pulls the D in, and you could see the safety get sucked in, and then you just threw it right over the top.
I just think there's a confidence thing in the way he's playing right now that, maybe he didn't have early in the year, or maybe our offense as a group didn't have. And now that he's trusting these guys to be playmakers. And I tell him all the time, you're a delivery man. Right, CJ, Vel, Strib, Donovan on the outside. Let them go make some for you. You don't have to make all the plays. These guys, you put it in their catch radius, even for the small guys on the interior, they go and make plays. So just his trust factor and his confidence level, and that's so powerful between wide receivers and quarterbacks, but you're really seeing it.
Truvell and Calvin Jackson Jr., for those inside guys, they've got to be two of the best in the country.
Well, I wouldn't want to defend them. And we've seen them every day, but I just think their confidence level – the way they're playing off of each other too, when they're on the same side, I think it's really special to watch. And I don't know two better guys across the country than those two.
Yeah, they're really shifty, great hands. It's like everything.
Just the complete package, and you don't need to be 6 foot to be a great and have an impact. So I think there's a lot of guys like that can be overlooked, but can come into our offense and how we play and just really be successful. And those two, and especially CJ, not that he came out of nowhere in our minds, but to move really from outside to inside after Renard went down this summer, he's been a big reason why we've been so successful on offense.
Two guys who have had a huge impact have had to shift positions. Calvin Jackson Jr., he gets a ton of stats, and he's been incredible.
Notoriety,
Yeah, but George Hicks, he had to shift from corner to safety
and
after an injury.
That was such a selfless move by George. A guy that has played, really 4 years of starting football, and a lot of football could have been like, no, coach, I'm not comfortable with that. But he stepped outside his comfort zone. He did what was best for the team, and I really respect George Hicks for that and what he's done. And then, because there's challenges that, at first he's like, I don't know if I can do this. Tackling out of the post is really different than tackling at corner. But he's invested a lot, and Coach Banker's done an amazing job getting him ready. And then even splitting time early in the year, he's really taken that job over. So I owe George a lot, and a lot of our defensive success is because of his position.
How can you tell when a guy is able to do that? I would imagine not every corner can be a safety.
Well, I just think, there's got to be a willingness to tackle. No Deion Sanders. He can't go play the post. So George has proven that, I think, throughout his career on the nub side. He's going to want to go be aggressive. Got to have a feel for the game. There's a different feel for the game, and you got to be able to process the game in a different way. Not that it's easy to play corner, but they have a lot less scheme on their plate. So George moving positions, he proved that he can handle the adjustments and the communication that comes with playing a safety.
Is there really just less real estate to cover if you're a corner?
Yes, and even just taking a man technique, man in the slot, like manning Truvell and CJ in the slot with all the space. At least that corner, hey, outside release, I'm going to kick it on a high angle, and I got to go come back to defend. Now when you're in a slot, they take an outside release. There's so much real estate out there that it's a different mentality, I will say that.
Yeah, he's done really well with it. He had that pick against the Beavers.
Yeah. Oh, amazing pick.
Yeah,
amazing pick.
Full dive.
I didn't think he caught it. I was like, he's in.
Yeah.
He's in.
Yeah, he looked naked eye, sunny. That was a beautiful sunny day. There was no fog that day.
No fog.
It looked like he knew he got it. When he got it, it was
just
a memorable play.
But another guy that's just playing so confident. You go into the season, and even he didn't know, even though we had trust and faith and belief in him. You just seen his confidence grow, and it's fun. And now he knows, Coach, I'm a safety.
Yeah, right.
He knows. He knows it. Yeah.
Well, he's the kind of guy that you need to win, right? Like, it's the ultimate team sport.
Correct.
If you've got one guy, that's not enough. You need 11. Like, if you have 10, that's not enough.
Correct.
At this level.
But we also say, like, when we went to George, we're not moving you just to be a backup. This is a good thing for you too, right? So to play, 40 snaps at corner or to play 65 snaps at free safety, like, that's the idea of the move, and I think he really bought into it from day one. And he's like, Coach, whatever you need me to do. And it wasn't even a convincing. It was just, yes, sir, let's go do it. And he's done it.
Well, you guys also did a great job. Arizona has one of their top 10 receiving seasons ever by an individual going on. And Stanley Berryhill, he showed a little bit of it in the slot, but not a lot because the Cougs
he was a focus. He was a focus. We talked last week. He was a dangerous player, but we wanted to make their quarterback try to beat us, and I think we kept him off tilt. There was a couple, one of the big plays we gave up, just a little mistake here and there, but obviously we played well and finished the game, which was a big part of it.
Yeah, you certainly did. I mean, for a moment, you go, hey, it's 38-17. Sure. Right? They're kind of hanging around, foggy night, weird game, and then boom, big touchdown to Calvin, and that shuts things down.
Jihad finished it with a pick and get some guys in that deserve to play, and we're just excited about those guys getting in too.
That felt fitting, the Jihad pick.
It did. It was a big smile coming off that field.
He's had one every year.
Is that what it is?
Just every year of his career, he's had one pick.
A lot of forced fumbles. I did see that stat.
Well,
and one we could have had on Friday night. It was close.
I think that would have set the all-time record.
I think it did. I think it did.
Yeah.
So
did that set it?
It did set it.
Oh, there we go.
It did set it. So he's just been so solid all season. And like I said, I've told this many times. I've challenged Jihad since the moment I've been here. It's just so fun to see him respond, to the coaching and want to get better. Not just be like, hey, Coach, I'm this guy. This is how I play. No. Teach me, coach me, make me better. I want to keep moving and keep improving. So that's what he's done. And to get that pick on senior night and to be Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week, just so proud of him.
Big game, 12 tackles senior night in the fog, the pick. It was awesome. That's awesome. All right, we'll talk Huskies here in just a moment. We've got some questions here for you. We actually have a couple of Twitter nuggets for you, a couple of Twitter questions for you. Right. Maybe we'll get some more written in here. We've got a great spot here on the Palouse as Zeppos is packed once again before we head west to the west side for the Apple Cup. It is that week. We'll take a break. We're live here at Zeppos talking ball with Coach Dickert.
We at Boeing are excited to celebrate with the fans and community at the annual Boeing Apple Cup Series. Get ready to experience the sights and sounds of a classic rivalry in person again. So whether you're cheering for the Huskies or the Cougars, Boeing sees the whole state of Washington as one united team because we go further together. Boeing, proud to sponsor the Boeing Apple Cup Series and support our employees across Washington.
Nothing works up an appetite like cheering for your Cougs on game day. So why not cheer them on at Northern Quest with an impressive roster of restaurants and lounges? You can tackle the menu at Epic and catch every play on the 10 by 30-foot screen. Or grab a steak at Maslow's, a fine cigar at Legends of Fire, even a burger from Fat Burger. For your inner linebacker. See more at northernquest.com. Go Cougs!
You're listening to the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
It's a new season. Get ready for more men's and women's college sports excellence. Trophies will be awarded in June to schools who take the top spot in the 2021-22 Learfield Directors Cup. The premier award recognizes one winning institution in all competitive divisions. Follow your favorite team's progress as seasonal standings are announced at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at directorscup.org. The crowning achievement in college athletics.
This Cougar football tailgating moment is brought to you by Canoe Ridge Vineyards, proud partner of Washington State University Athletics. For this week's football matchup against Washington, smart Cougar tailgaters know to pair award-winning Canoe Ridge wines with a crowd-pleasing pregame meal. Your mealtime roster will score big points with Canoe Ridge wines backing it up. Canoe Ridge Vineyards, representing the best of award-winning Washington wines with more than 73 critical scores of 90-plus points. Come visit us at our Walla Walla tasting room or at canoeridgevineyard.com. Go Cougs!
You're listening to the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show. Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. Here's the voice of the Cougars, Matt Chazanow.
Back at it live here talking ball with Coach Dickert. We are in Zeppo's as we get set for the Apple Cup. Earn your bragging rights at Northern Quest with more slot machines, table games, restaurants, lounges, and luxury hotel rooms than anyone else in the region. Northern Quest, yes, the best. More at northernquest.com. We've got write-in questions for you, Coach. Let's get to those.
Let's go.
How about
Maybe
one?
some Thanksgiving questions. Let's see what we got.
Let's see what we got. Yeah, we've got a few. We've got a few in here. Let's start with one that's not a Thanksgiving question. A young gentleman named Jet, who I believe you're quite familiar with.
I am. They're in the back. I got the whole crew in the back. So my wife Candace, my daughter Riley, Jet and Jason in the back tonight. And,
Love it.
And my parents-in-law Michael and Carla are here. So they're here supporting.
Welcome, guys. Love that. The family's here.
Yes.
Jet wants to know, Coach, who's your favorite player?
Well, my favorite player. I know his player. Let's talk about his favorite player.
All right, let's do that.
Jaden DeLaura.
Okay, he likes the QB.
He's got his autograph. Every time he sees it, he gets to play catch with Jaden DeLaura. And he came out to practice a couple of weeks ago, and Jaden was taking care of him. And they went to the locker room, hung out, and it was a fun deal. So he gets all the autographs. I say we do know somebody that can help you with autographs. So we do that, and we get him some autographs.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jet, for that question. Great to see you here at Zeppo's. That's awesome. Here's the next one is this one of the more unselfish groups you have been around?
Well, I think it has to be. I've been around some good teams. I've been blessed to be around 14-1 in a national championship. I've seen 3-9, and the difference in those teams is a lot of unselfishness and a lot of great leadership. And especially on offense, you got to know, you got to run your route thinking you're the guy, and you're going to be the guy that makes that one play. And on defense, you got to know I'm doing my job at all times. But I think that's a great way of putting it. I think this group is a lot of different things, but unselfish, I think, is one of them. And there's real power in a team as long as everyone around the team doesn't care who gets the credit. There's real power in that. That's playing together. So that's a really good way of putting it. That's a great question.
All right, to the point now, after I believe you just had a large turkey meal.
Oh, I'm a 2-3 plate guy, so I went big tonight.
Love it. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
This always throws people off, but it is definitive for me.
Oh.
I am a green bean casserole person.
Wow, goes green bean casserole.
With the crunchy stuff on, the crunchy French onion stuff on top.
Yeah, that stuff's good.
It is unbelievable. It's my one thing that I say I love so much, but I never make it again the rest of the year.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Because it's really good. You think you would.
It's unbelievable.
But it's just a one-day thing.
Yeah.
It's a special deal.
Yeah, and then my father-in-law, he'll put the stuffing inside the bird as we make it. That's the other thing that comes out. It's different. You just can't replicate that.
That is stuffing.
That is stuffing.
That is stuffing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You stuffed it with the stuffing.
We did.
Yeah, that's where you get that good flavor.
I know it.
Love that. Thanksgiving, can't beat it, by the way.
It's my favorite holiday.
Me too.
There's something different about it, the family atmosphere, and just even challenge the guys tonight. Hey, there's someone that helped you get to this point.
Yep.
Like, send them a message, because you're going to make their day when you're real and genuine about it. So just something about all that just family, atmosphere and just everything together is special.
That's awesome. I think this is a Thanksgiving-related question, although it doesn't, not necessarily. This might just be this could be 364 days a year.
Okay.
What's your favorite dipping sauce?
Oh, wow.
Which I don't know.
That's outside the box, but I think ranch sauce. Ranch is probably it's universal.
I feel like
pizza, I can go pizza. I can do a lot of different things with it. So
I feel like ranch enthusiasts think ranch is good on everything. Ranch is good for all things if you love ranch.
Correct. But if you don't, it's the
like,
worst thing
what
ever.
What are we doing?
Like, why is it so exciting?
Why are you dipping your pizza in the ranch?
And nacho cheese. I could do a lot of things with that.
There you go.
A lot of things.
All right, yeah, I get that. How much of an advantage is it that WSU has had a full week to prepare, and then University of Washington has had 6 days.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that a little bit last week just as a staff. To take that extra day is a huge advantage. And something I would love to continue to do. To play the Friday night before the Apple Cup, I think, is a great thing for our guys to fully recover and then be able to play the game on a full week's preparation. So, we took Saturday off, and then we were right back at it Sunday morning, kind of always a day ahead, right? You feel a little bit weird being on the short week and then a kind of a different day week, but I think it's a big advantage, and we need to take advantage of it this year.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's right. Cougs played Friday night. Washington played in Boulder, I believe, on Saturday.
So they're on the road.
And a road game, too. What is the greatest challenge we face in beating the Huskies?
That's a good one. I think the biggest thing is their strength is the line of scrimmage. So we have to combat that. So whether it's their D-line or their O-line, they're going to want to be physical and downhill, and I think our guys at the line of scrimmage have to be able to match that. So if we can be very neutral up there or swing the game our way at the line of scrimmage, I feel really good about the other areas of what we can take advantage of. So if we win up front, I think it'll be a positive day.
All right, I'm not being rude here for you, Coach. We've got a couple Twitter questions. So I'm not texting during the show, to be clear. I'm going to scroll through here. Blah, blah, blah. Would love to know if well, you know what? We're going to skip that one. That's not filtered. Tell you what, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to filter these. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to scan through these and filter that. We're going to take a break. Okay. And we're going to come back, and we'll see what Twitter questions are
Let's go
valid.
Twitter. Here we go,
Twitter. We're live here at Zeppo's Talking Ball. It's the Cougs Apple Cup week here live at Zeppo's.
U.S. Bank is proud to honor military veterans on Veterans Day and every day. Your commitment to serve inspires us to serve you. We proudly partner with Jan, the retired officer looking for a new home for her family. U.S. Bank knows that you are determined to achieve your goals. That's why we support veterans and your families by offering specialized products and services to meet your needs. For details, visit usbank.com/military. U.S. Bank, moving forward, together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Join fan favorites Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt on the adventure of a lifetime in Disney's Jungle Cruise. Now available at Redbox. Dr. Lily Houghton enlists Frank's help to guide her downriver through the Amazon jungle on his ramshackle boat to find an ancient tree with healing powers. But the unlikely duo encounters danger lurking in the deceptive beauty of their surroundings. And as the secrets of the lost tree unfold, the stakes reach even higher for Lily and Frank's fate, as well as mankind's. Watch Disney's Jungle Cruise and make it a Redbox night. Visit redbox.com for all the ways to watch.
Time to bring the claws back out.
For the win! Washington State forces a fumble and takes home the W!
After a year away, the Cougs and Huskies renew their rivalry with another Apple Cup clash in Seattle this Friday.
Reaches for the goal line, touchdown!
Kickoff is at 5.
Go-ahead score! Max Borghi reaches for the lead!
It's all on your home for Cougar football, the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome back to the show. Time now to look ahead at this week's game with the Coors Light Opponent Preview. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill.
87th segment of the show where we have the opponent preview. We'll go to questions later on in the show if we've got time as we're live here with Coach Dickert at Zeppo's. One of the things that really jumps out about this Husky team, they're 4-7 overall. They're 3-5. They haven't had the season that they had hoped for. They have had coaching change, coordinator change, all these situations for their own reasons, right? They have the number one pass D in America. Okay, so they have huge plus attributes, right? This is not a Husky team that is not bowling, that is not without positives. They've been in every loss. They have 7 losses. 6 of those 7 have basically been one-possession games.
And that's where I felt the same way last week, and it's not coaches speak to say this is a good team, and we respect this team, and I think rivalries are really based on respect. I do. And then you just have to 365 have more commitment to them. But this is a good football team, especially, you don't get 11 games into a season and be the number one ranked defense in the conference and high up in America in a lot of stats without, being a good team. So they've just found ways to, not quite finish sometimes or turn the ball over in bad situations and, just not come up on the right end of the scoreboard. But this is a good football team that had a lot of preseason hype.
Yeah, a lot of preseason hype. Yeah, and it hasn't gone their way. But how is it that they are so good at that? They haven't now statistically they haven't stopped the run well.
Yeah.
So there's that, and maybe that contributes because teams are running.
Sure.
But nonetheless, you still got to be good at it to be that.
Well, the corners are phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they played a lot of football, and they'll probably be playing a lot of football after they're done there. So, when you have, especially as a defensive coordinator, when you can dial up some things and on the edges that you're going to be very secure, there's a lot of different things that you can do in blitz packages and putting them on islands. So they do a good job of disguising their defense as well. So a lot of two high looks that'll roll man and roll one high and pressure from all different angles. So they've done a good job. Anytime you're a good pass defense, it's not just DBs. You're getting pressure. You're getting sacks. You're forcing the quarterback always not to be comfortable in the pocket. So they've done a good job and got a good scheme.
Must have put Jaden DeLora. We talked about him a little earlier on high alert for his prep week, right? Like he's got to go into this knowing not only is it a rivalry game and we're on the road. Road games are always hard, but this is an elite pass D statistically, and I would imagine they look that way on film.
Yeah, and I talked to Jaden this morning and just kind of get his feel for it. And it's always with our offense is how are they going to play us? So a lot of times those guys take the first couple series just figuring out, hey, are they playing the base defense? Do they have a new package? Are they rolling dime? Are they doing different things? So, I think Jaden has done a good job as he keeps maturing of IDing some of those things on his own early in the game.
When you get into it now as the head man, when you've had conversations with Brian Smith in the game, right, you're mid-first quarter, maybe early second quarter, the defense may not be showing you what they showed on film. What's that been like as the head man now on the offensive side of the ball?
Well, it's good because I feel like I can contribute.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, especially in the first series when we haven't been out there on defense yet where you're really locked into the action that's going on, just, listen to them talk, hey, hey, it's quarters and now it's cover one, and just making sure, hey, just leaving a little bit of input. No, I think they're doing this or whatever it is. And those guys do an amazing job of especially Coach Morrison, who's seen everything this game has to offer. What, people attack the run and shoot. He's up in the box. So just giving little things that I see that I think ways that people are attacking them and how can we counterbalance that.
Coach Morrison gushed with praise about DeLora last week on the record. During our interview, he said he's ahead of where Timmy Chang was at the same time.
And that's a lot of praise.
Oh, man.
That's a lot of
you
praise.
want to talk about one of the great college QBs at Hawaii. Timmy Chang was that guy. And I thought that was really high praise and huge credit to DeLora, especially considering Coach Morrison just got here a few weeks ago.
And he doesn't say much, so when he talks,
he is quiet. He's a very low talker.
The whisperer.
Yes. Dennis McKnight called him the QB whisperer.
That's it, and it's real. That's like literal. He literally whispers all the time. Yes.
Is that what it's like in practice?
It is, but it's like, he's got that old school mentality. Come close, let's talk.
Yeah.
And then let's go do it. Oh, come here. You made a mistake. Come on. I'm not, no highs, no lows, just steady. I love it.
That's awesome. What's he like on the headset? I guess you got to jack that volume up because he's.
You do a little bit.
Can't hear him.
Are you still breathing up there?
He's still up there.
He's ready to go. But he's great. And like I said, I think our offensive staff has done a good job of always piecing the puzzle together. And that'll be a big part of, how they're going to attack us.
That's amazing, really. I mean, we're getting prepped for this Apple Cup. There's been all this change in the. It has been as smooth could be, all things considered. I mean, it's almost forgotten.
Yeah, I think there was a plan, and I give a lot of credit to Brian Smith, and he just clearing his vision of who he wanted to bring in, what type of personalities could really fit and work. And sometimes, I've said this and not in a negative way, but one voice is a good thing.
Yeah.
So you have a clear vision, a clear plan, and sometimes, we have too many cooks in the kitchen. There's a lot of things and a lot of ideas, and it's been a clear vision. Our guys are playing fast. Yeah,
I mean, what a big game this will be for Max Borghi and Deion McIntosh. I mean, we're talking about we're getting previewing here for the Huskies, but those two guys, they've had big games, huge moments in their Coug careers. I am so confident, speaking for those guys, those two, Abe Lucas, Liam Ryan, what a chance for them to cap off now what may not be their last kind of regular season game, if
Yes.
you will. We
Yes.
don't need to go down that road, but there's a not so wild scenario that
control what we can control,
Yeah.
and then we'll wait and see.
Right,
There's no question.
Right. Huge Beaver fans potentially
We will be, yes.
on Saturday.
Yes, we will be.
But those guys have a chance in this game that is currently scheduled that's in front of you to have a lasting, memorable moment.
Yeah, and talking to the captains today, they just even Liam, they know that it's a fun deal where, hey, we can run the ball. This isn't different. This isn't, they're going to drop 8, control the pass game, and we have no answers.
Right.
Okay, if they get into that game, just like last week, they started off the game, hey, we're going to drop 8. All right, let's run the ball. Okay, let's keep running the ball. And Max kept doing it, and I believe had a career night.
Yeah, he did.
So that was awesome. On senior day, to see him run that passionate and that aggressive and get out in some space, and that's where Max can be really, really special. And then Dion, he's thundering downhill. I mean, those guys are a great combo.
Yeah, he seems to really enjoy contact.
He loves it.
Yeah.
Sometimes even practice, I'm like, Dion.
Easy.
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 But no, he loves it. And he sees it one cut, and he is just straight downhill.
He runs bigger than his weight.
Oh, there's no question. And more physical. I mean, I saw it all spring. Sometimes we would just bounce off of him. And you're just like, this guy, he's different.
Yeah.
He's different. And he's proven it the last 2 years.
Yeah, when he came over here, getting ready for what kind of player he was, he had that monster game for Notre Dame. I mean, against North Carolina, he ran for like 150 and 2 touchdowns. It was like, gosh, I think he was a freshman or sophomore.
Well, that's the funny part, because I think he's probably recruited in air raid, but he is built for the run.
Yeah.
And getting downhill, and he's a great pass protector, which he probably doesn't get enough credit for, and which you really have to do in our offense a lot. So he's been a special player.
He's a steady guy. Every time I've talked to him, just steady, just easy
He's got
going.
a little smile on his face.
Yeah.
Like, Dion, you doing good? He's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Coach.
good. He's always good.
I'm ready to go.
Dion McIntosh,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Love it. Hey, attention, student gamers, $150,000 level next Madden National Championships back. Sponsored by Unilever, supporting Feeding America with 1 million meals. Be sure to sign up now at levelnextesports.com. We'll take a break, come back. We're talking ball here with Coach Dickert, getting set for the Apple Cup.
If you use natural gas, you recognize its blue flame. But natural gas is actually invisible and odorless. That's why Avista adds a rotten egg scent, in case there's ever a leak. If you smell natural gas at home, get outside fast. Don't flip switches or do anything to cause a spark. Go somewhere safe. Call 911. Then Avista. We'll take care of the problem and tell you when it's okay to return. Till then, it's a good excuse to visit the neighbors. Avista. We just want you to be safe.
This Cougar football tailgating moment is brought to you by Canoe Ridge Vineyards, proud partner of Washington State University Athletics. For this week's football matchup against Washington, smart Cougar tailgaters know to pair award-winning Canoe Ridge wines with a crowd-pleasing pregame meal. Your mealtime roster will score big points with Canoe Ridge wines backing it up. Canoe Ridge Vineyards, representing the best of award-winning Washington wines with more than 73 critical scores of 90-plus points. Come visit us at our Walla Walla tasting room or at CanoeRidgeVineyard.com. Go Cougs!
Cougar football.
Rolling right with the ball, going to throw the long ball down the middle, man open. Watch the end zone, leaping grab, touchdown, and the Palouse is going to pop.
Cougar football from Learfield.
We at Boeing are excited to celebrate with the fans and community at the annual Boeing Apple Cup Series. Get ready to experience the sights and sounds of a classic rivalry in person again. So whether you're cheering for the Huskies or the Cougars, Boeing sees the whole state of Washington as one united team because we go further together. Boeing, proud to sponsor the Boeing Apple Cup Series and support our employees across Washington.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics. The airport connects Cougar fans and alums to major centers throughout the West with over 60 daily departures to 21 nonstop destinations served by Alaska, Allegiant, American, Delta, Frontier, Southwest, and United Airlines. Real-time arrival and departure flight information is available at www.SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
This This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show.
Somersaults in, football first, touchdown.
U.S. Bank. Put your trust in a bank that's been focused on serving the people and businesses in Washington and all across the country since 1863. That's U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Here's Matt Chazanow.
Back at it live. We're talking ball here with Coach Dickert, and we're live at Zeppo's. We're on the second half of the show, back half of the show, as we get set for the Apple Cup coming up in Seattle. How do you thread the needle from making the Apple Cup special and being important with not making the guys almost too amped up and taking them out of their process?
Well, I do think that's a great question. I think, I've been a part of many rivalries. The Dakota Marker, North Dakota State, South Dakota State, the Bronze Boot, Wyoming, Colorado State. I've been in many of these games. And it's interesting to see how coaches attack, the messaging. First off, it is very important to understand the history of the Apple Cup, okay, and why it's important, should be important to us and our guys, which it is, but our alumni, our fans, our faculty, our university, and we understand that. And I think there's passion all over this state. Sometimes there's families that are divided for this game, and we know which way we want that to fall. But, I think so we understand what it is, but also understand, like, in the history of the game, we can only impact 1 year, this year. So we need to do the things and how we prepare to be 1-0, not whatever the record is out there. So we need to do what we can do to win this one. So there is a balance, but I think it is a 365 days a year understanding that we want to win this game, and that's okay. And talking about it the right way and respecting your opponent the right way, but also wanting to outwork and outcommit, to winning this game. And I think that's been our message this week. Let's stay the course, but we don't talk about the immediate history, but what can we do to impact this one this week?
Yeah, it's funny you bring up the historical nuggets. I've had discussions with other broadcasters, which I'm sure is riveting for you.
Yes,
I know you can't wait to hear about it. Yeah. But what stats are relevant? What should we use? What should we highlight? The historical stat is kind of interesting, off the field.
Sure.
Really meaningless.
Correct.
On the field. When we've talked about, the closer to kick, the higher impact of some of the nuggets because of the relevance to kickoff.
Yep.
And that is one that's interesting in pregame, right? And in terms of historical sense. But once you get to it, well, that's got really very little to do with Jaden DeLora.
Correct. Once we kick off, it's this team. And it's us versus them. And but I do believe over the course of time, you need to understand the big moments in this game, what makes it special, why the fans are so passionate about it, why our alumni and our players. I would love throughout the whole season to bring guys back and talk about their moments, because when you win the Apple Cup, you never forget it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to accomplish Friday night.
Yeah, it's no doubt about that.
Yep.
There are guys, buddy of mine on the broadcast, who's been cemented as the Husky killer. He's been locked in. He wanted. He got 3. He wanted 4.
I bet
he
he's
was
got
right
a couple
there.
more snaps in him.
He was.
He could do a drive, a quarter. What can we do?
He can sling it.
Okay, I know he can. He still got it.
He still looks pretty. He still looks like he could.
He does.
He blew my hands apart on a pass. I've never caught a pass from a pro QB before, and he on one little soft toss, no big deal.
Sure.
Second, okay, all good.
You start getting more confidence.
Yeah, he put a little behind. You could hear it. And it just blew my hands. Well, I guess I'm not a pro receiver.
I didn't have my gloves.
Yeah,
on.
right.
That's why I dropped it.
Yeah. It's a bad throw. It was a bad throw.
Yeah.
We haven't talked at all about the Husky offense.
Yeah.
It has had some struggles, but if you look at it again, fewer than you'd think.
Yeah.
Considering where the defense is, they've had some inopportune fumbles. They've had some moments where they've hurt themselves. But again, you can't be in all these games unless they're right there.
Yeah, some lapses, but some injuries, and we'll see who kind of gets back this week. But I think they're physical, and they'll come at you downhill and then want to hit it over the top with some play-action pass, which is hit sometimes. Sometimes that's been a little bit of an issue. But, yeah, at bad times, and that's what kind of keeps guys from winning close games. So they're right there, and they've been big and physical and really stayed the course and still playing hard.
How much do you assess games late in the year now? What does it affect your process with the somewhat new redshirt rule where guys can play 4 and still redshirt? So you've got to look at freshmen who have played 3 and say, well, this guy can actually play this game, and they still can redshirt him.
It comes into play. It's something we track all season, and how do we want to play guys, when do we want to play guys. You saw Lawrence and Ram getting into our game last week at defensive end. So
I don't know how much I saw.
That was at the very end. It was hard, but just to see those guys in play, and like I said, when they earn that throughout the year with practice reps, to get them out there is special.
So I want to be clear, Lawrence Falatea, because fans don't know these guys.
Yeah.
Lawrence Falatea was a really good-looking freshman.
Yep.
Ram Stevenson is also another really good-looking freshman. There are a whole bunch of these guys now. Jaden Hicks, Fa'ili Fa'amoy.
Francisco
Mauigoa, Adrian Shepard.
Yes.
Adrian Shepard has played great sometimes in practice, kind of a little Thursday night situation.
When we do we call it our futures game.
Okay.
So our futures game, Shep has really showed up as a physical presence.
Hammering guys.
You've heard some of his hits out there.
Yes. I mean, hammering guys. Like, wait a minute. This is Coug on Coug.
And it's why we do it, because all of a sudden we go, wow, look at Shep. Can he run down on kickoff? So he was last game.
Is that right?
So there's different ways where those guys can stand out to your point in that rule. 5 years ago, you couldn't even put them in because one play cost them the whole season. So it's a great rule, especially as teams get injured later in the season, to be able to play those guys, and they can help a team.
The NCAA gets beat up for a lot of reasons, some of them totally valid. I can say that. I don't know if you can. But they did that one right. That's a great rule.
And we would love to add they can play in the bowl game.
Right.
So if you plan out 4 games – if we get the bonus one, let's let them play in that one too.
That's awesome. There are a lot of young guys on this roster who probably aren't going to play or made very little in the Apple Cup, who are really promising. Like, hey, that guy's got a shot. Christian Hilborn he's really got a shot, right?
He's going to be big and physical.
He's a tackle. He's an offensive tackle. Roderick T. LaVea, he hasn't played a ton. He's a really good-looking ball player. You can see him in practice.
Well, it just lets those guys – you can't replicate game experience. So whether it's injuries or whether it's a favorable win like it was last week, to get those guys out there and say, this is the future, let's learn now. So get them out there, let them make a mistake or two, and see how they respond. So just been happy with those guys, because it takes a lot to stay the course. When you're a high school freshman, you don't play this long or this late, and it's hard to be a practice squad player. But everyone needs to go through that experience, because – then they can tell the next guy, hey, I'm all Pac-12, but guess what I did when I was a freshman? I was on the scout team. And you got to take pride in those roles, because when we win games, everyone is part of that, even those guys.
One of the guys we haven't talked about yet, and it's an omission on my part for not bringing him up, 2 blocked punts in one game last week. Joey Hobart.
One with his pinky finger and one with his head.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he kind of missed the second one, and it carried him so far because he hit it off of his head.
So that's why I couldn't see it.
Correct.
It rocketed out.
Rocketed off his helmet. I mean, and that's to Joey's credit, and I think Lincoln Victor is in the same boat.
Yeah.
You come here to catch touchdowns, right?
Right.
Okay, not always to run down on kickoff and the block punts, but those guys and how they contribute to the team on special teams is really prideful for me to watch as a head coach, because those guys are giving it everything on both sides of the ball.
It's a funny week for his father, Joey Hobart.
Yes.
He was on the Pac-12 network, slinging it against Bledsoe,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's been quite vocal about how he's all crimson and gray. And
he's all crimson and gray.
Yeah.
Let's make that really
very clear.
Crimson and gray.
He's made it abundantly clear. And Joey's been great.
Joey's been great. And, like I said, to those guys, credit to come in and do what they do, but they also both of them played DB in high school. So they're like,
right?
Coach, I could give you a couple snaps. Yeah. I said, well, let's just go out there and do it on special teams, and they do it.
It's funny. I'm pretty sure, I think I have this right, Joey Hobart played against a Gabe Marks coached team in high school, and Gabe Marks said that guy is a problem.
He's a player.
He is really good.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a player. He's a great high school player, obviously, and now he is a very good player, and he's going to be an even better player here on the Blues. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We're live here at Zeppo's Talking Ball as we get set for the Apple Cup with Coach Dickert.
Join fan favorites Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt on the adventure of a lifetime in Disney's Jungle Cruise. Now available at Redbox. Dr. Lily Houghton enlists Frank's help to guide her downriver through the Amazon jungle on his ramshackle boat to find an ancient tree with healing powers. But the unlikely duo encounters danger lurking in the deceptive beauty of their surroundings. And as the secrets of the lost tree unfold, the stakes reach even higher for Lily and Frank's fate, as well as mankind's. Watch Disney's Jungle Cruise and make it a Redbox night. Visit redbox.com for all the ways to watch.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppos.
Cougar football lives here.
Up the middle, touchdown! 1 second left. Cougars on top.
On the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
This fall, Northern Quest will bring you Turf Club Sportsbook, the ultimate game changer. Real sports wagering in an exciting environment where you'll be able to bet, watch, and win like never before. Here's how to get ready. Practice sitting on the edge of your seat. Invest in a good blood pressure cuff. Okay. And remove any non-essential wallet clutter. Turf Club Sportsbook, the ultimate game changer. Coming this fall to Northern Quest.
U.S. Bank is proud to honor military veterans on Veterans Day and every day. Your commitment to serve inspires us to serve you. We proudly partner with Jan, the retired officer looking for a new home for her family. U.S. Bank knows that you are determined to achieve your goals. That's why we support veterans and your families by offering specialized products and services to meet your needs. For details, visit usbank.com/military. U.S. Bank, moving forward together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Runs into a massive Crimson, does not get the yard. It's a goal line stand.
Live from Zeppos, here's the voice of the Cougars, Matt Chazanow.
Back at it live here. We're talking ball with Coach Dickert. We get set for this game against the Huskies, the Apple Cup. It's a big one. It's rivalry week. There's a little empty trophy spot there in the third floor of the Cougar football complex.
There is.
It's just a little vacant.
A little spotlight on it,
yeah.
and we're well aware.
Yeah, and the Hall of Fame level there. Beautiful area.
It completes it.
It's just, right. It
brings it all together.
It's off. The scale's off.
You're
it's
right.
just a little out of balance. Just saying, I know fans feel the same way. I have no doubt about it. Big week here. How has the week of practice been? How have the guys been getting prepped for this one?
Just like you would think. Really focused. A lot of high energy. And just, because there's no school. So what we started the week is, hey, you guys want to be pros. This is what pros do, right? You practice. You put in some extra tape. You take care of your body. It's a couple extra walkthroughs thrown in there. And just everything we can do for this one goal, right? So I know our guys are on board with that. And, they're preparing the right way.
Speaking of being pros, 2 Cougs this week were honored with an invitation to the Senior Bowl.
Yep.
Abe Lucas and Jalen Watson.
Yes.
That in and of itself, it's a really prestigious scouting game.
It's for them, it's as big as you get for an evaluation point of getting yourself ready for the next level. And especially for our guys, they get to go against the best of the best in the country. And I know both of them are well deserving. Yeah,
we haven't talked this broadcast about Jalen Watson. He's been really everything I think we thought he might be this year, right? And
more.
And more. Okay.
He's been phenomenal. And Jalen, tons of talent. Okay, great person. And he's just going out and doing it. And I think that's one thing why our pass numbers have really changed from last year to this year. And he's our guy. When you put him out on the island, he's making the plays. You see the ball going a lot of times opposite of where he is in man coverage. So he's been really good, and he stayed the course and through a lot of ups and downs and challenges in his life, I think are well documented. Just really proud of him to be here at this point.
Yeah, he is massive.
Yes.
As a corner.
When you come in and all the scouts come in and they go,
yeah, right?
They immediately start writing down in their little booklets. You're like, yeah, guys, he does look like that. I say, a corner 6'1", and even scouting high school guys will be 5'10".
Right.
Nope, 6'1.5". So he's got that. And he's going to test out like a monster. I mean, he's going to run, and he's got 40-inch box jumps, which is incredible for that size. So he's got a lot of tools, and he still is not to where he can be. And I think that's what's really exciting for him and his potential future.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he looks like a pro, and he's a really, really good guy to talk to.
He is.
That's the other thing. That's what a lot of the Senior Bowl, I think, is. There's a game, but it's a chance to have contact.
Yeah, there's a game within a game when you go there. So he'll spend some time training, but also the interviewing, and it's just as much as it is in college as it is in the NFL is about finding great people. Because what's in here will take you longer than all your talent. So that's what Jalen's been focused on, and really seeing him grow and mature in his time here.
It's amazing how hard it is to gauge because some guys doesn't always work out, and sometimes it's no one's fault. It's part of the deal. It's also it's frankly a violent sport, and there's an injury situation, and things happen. But it's hard they do all this work to mitigate and project and get to talk to guys. It must be somehow hard to figure out who's going to work hard, who's going to keep working hard when you get a contract and you develop and all those things.
Just recruiting in general, it is hard. If you hit on 50%, which seems like a really low number, you're a really good recruiter.
Right.
But it is about intangible pieces and guys that are willing to stay the course, but also for a program to be willing to develop people and players. And I think that's what we need to do here. Washington State is find guys like him, great length, great size. We can develop them, and just takes, over time. You just keep investing in people, and then this is how they reward you.
Without putting you in a spot where you can't talk about it, I know there's a whole bunch of situations with recruiting that you can't talk about. Yeah. There was a bye week that you were able to go out on the road. How did you feel about getting out and going out to see kids in person and recruit a little bit?
Oh, it was great. And we couldn't see the kids yet in person, but we could talk to their coaches and we could evaluate them at the games.
Got it.
So it was great because we spent so much of what we do is just investing and finding guys. And that's what's unique at college is you get to, pick your players, essentially. So to finally get out there, and then I'll be hitting the road right away on Sunday as recruiting open back up. So now we're in a contact period. We can do home visits. So it'll be fun to kind of get out all over the country and kind of reinvest in our recruiting class.
That's the whole other side of your world.
That is the other side that not a lot of people understand.
Yeah, and you can't really talk about it. It's kind of this opaque. It's we know it happens, but you go into folks' homes and.
You do. And it's always funny because my wife will get the question, what does your husband do when you guys not in season? She's like, well, he's not even around.
There is no not in season.
There's not. That's a great way of putting it. There's no not in season.
No, that's an ongoing.
But that's a good thing. When you get to really know families and people, there's just a greater investment.
Yeah, it's probably one of the
I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it, especially when we get to have people on campus and show them, what makes Pullman unique. Is what makes us great. That's what makes Cougs who we are. So just when we get them here, they're like, this is different, and we love it. And I just love, talking things that have nothing to do with football. And you get to learn a lot about people and hear some great stories.
Yeah, I feel like the pinnacle of that is like your relationship with Shaw.
Yeah.
And, he was your guy.
Yeah, he was our guy.
You clearly he
broke our heart. And then when we get here, we're like, oh, yeah, that's perfect.
You got him.
That's what we thought the whole time.
Yeah, but you made a connection with him, and you've had a relationship with him, and you've known him, and he's from Chicago.
Yeah.
Right? So you've clearly had
That is a big part of it is don't try to make rash decisions. When the guys that really work out are the guys that you really get to know, they really understand you. They understand the expectations of who's going to coach them, but what also the program is going to be about. And even though Shaw didn't know us here at Washington State, he knew who we were as people and what our vision was for him. Like, we sold that to him a long time ago. So one of those unique stories that worked out a little bit.
It is a unique story. Luke, I think we have one more break to hit. Isn't that right, buddy? Back in the studio? Yeah, we'll take one more break. It's our final one, and we'll put a bow on it next as we get set for the Apple Cup here with Coach Dickert.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics. The airport connects Cougar fans and alums to 21 nonstop destinations provided by 7 major airlines. Nonstop service is available to Atlanta, Boise, Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Everett, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Oakland, Orange County, Phoenix, Portland, Sacramento, Salt Lake City, San Diego, San Francisco, San Jose, and Seattle. And starting November 22nd, Phoenix Mesa. For real-time flight arrival and departure information, go to SpokaneAirports.net.
You're listening to Cougar Football on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppos.
You may be eager to break ground on a new outdoor project, but never just start digging. Buried electric and natural gas lines can be anywhere. It's the law to call 811 at least 2 business days before you dig. Spray paint white lines showing your dig zone, and a crew will mark the utility lines. Mark accuracy zone is within 2 feet of the mark, so always hand dig to expose the line first. Call 811 before you dig. The service is free for residential customers. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
Interact with the show. Tweet your questions to Matt Chazanow using the handle @M_Chaz. That's M_CHAZ.
Back at it here live. It's the final segment. We've got the Cougs and the Huskies. It is that week. It is Apple Cup week. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I want to be sure to
happy Thanksgiving out there.
Not run out of time. To wish everybody a happy Turkey Day. We've established the important situation here. Green bean casserole is Coach's go-to.
Absolutely.
Turkey, though, right?
Absolutely turkey.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely turkey.
Some folks, I guess, don't do the turkey on Thanksgiving.
No, the deep-fried turkey is really my favorite.
Interesting.
The crispy outside, moist inside. Got to go all the way there.
I don't think I've ever had that. I
have
guess
to.
I need to.
Just make sure you thaw it all the way out. We don't need like a turkey bomb in the fryer.
Oh, that's a risk, right?
If you ever watch the YouTube videos, yes. So
is it like the Mentos and the Coke?
And
like we're just
correct, but it's a bigger turkey flying out of it.
Does it really fly out?
Yes, YouTube it. You'll
frozen
discover.
Turkey.
Yes. Got to be careful.
All right, that's a
veteran call. Don't do anything risky.
That is real.
Yes, that's real.
Has that happened to you?
Oh no, it hasn't happened.
All right,
but
all right.
I've seen it. I've heard the dangers.
I love it. Coach, everybody's so excited for this ball game. You've got a chance to win in Seattle. It's always an icy game. It's always cold, and a chance to get to 7-5, get to 6-3 in the pack.
Awesome.
I mean, that'd be a great way to really cap off from where we started, to continue to grow, to get to this point, to have an opportunity to do some of the things you said. I think is pretty special for this group. Yeah, it's a really big opportunity against a Husky team. You mentioned it against Arizona. No doubt the same applies here. Huskies have a better record, but it really is easy to kind of pump up every opponent.
Yeah,
that's not.
But you can also throw the records out in a rivalry game.
Well, that's true.
And hopefully over the Apple Cup history, you've known whether it's one side or the other, you can take those records and throw it out because there's so much more to it than that. So, I agree. On paper, what it looks like sometimes, but this is the history of it. This is the Apple Cup, everybody. We're going to be ready to play. It
is. Let's do it. Thanks so much for everybody who's here in person. For
Thank you, guys.
Viewers, we had Jared Prengoober behind the camera, Jerry Kylo getting us on the air as always. Luke Hallett back in the studios. Coach, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Happy Apple Cup week. It's the Cougs and the Huskies coming up on Friday. Thanks for tuning in. Go Cougs.